Hello, hello. I'm Bridget from bridgetsastrology.com.au and welcome to my week ahead recording of the 27th of May through to the 2nd of June 2024. All right, so here we are. We're officially at the halfway point of the year. So a few big things have happened this week. We've just freshly, actually, I'm recording this on Sunday morning. So I just watched Jupiter freshly just make its way into Gemini. So there's a lot of changes in our mental landscape for the next year. So, it might take a little period of adjustment. I know myself, I'm feeling quite unsettled, but and so is my dog. So let's just get straight into the week ahead. All right, I'll share my screen. Okay, so this is take two. I did it yesterday and it just didn't feel right. So here I am again trying it again. All right. And that might be one of the flavors of Jupiter and Gemini. You get to do things multiple times, Gemini being a dual sign. We're likely to have so many ideas flowing. So Monday the 27th. All right, now I feel like there could be a little bit of frustration in the air this morning. The moon in Capricorn being ruled by Saturn in Pisces. All right, so the moon in Capricorn wants to have a plan of attack. It wants to get through things. Saturn in Pisces is trying to make real those dreams and visions that we have had. All right. Saturn is, excavating that subconscious landscape, the Pisces realm, and it is reinforcing some of our current beliefs by releasing our old beliefs. All right. So again, Jupiter has just moved into Gemini along there with like all our beautiful planets are in Gemini now. All right. So we've got Jupiter conjunct Venus, conjunct the Sun, and our thoughts, communications, ideas, transport, neighborhoods, siblings, these could all be things that Jupiter's influence is going to increase. All right, so now Mercury is now the ruler of Jupiter, Venus, and the Sun, but Mercury is in a very stable place in Taurus. All right, it's giving us very grounded, logical, reasonable, rational ways of getting these ideas out into the real world. However, Mercury is moving into a conjunction with Uranus. So that's making those thoughts unstable. It could be putting us into a different zone of genius. We could be innovating, taking very practical ideas and putting a new spin on them. So these are all potentials, as we can see with the charts here, there's lots of trine and sextile, which are positive aspects. They're harmonious, they lend each other power. However, again, with the frustration that things aren't getting done quick enough. Now, in other parts of the day, we have this Mars coming up to conjunct Chiron on Thursday, I believe. So, Mars is our warrior action planet, and he's coming up to a place of vulnerability. So he's just conjuncted Hygeia, which means he was looking at his mental health and well-being and making sure that boundaries are put into place so that he is in that good condition. However, now he has to face the problems of the past to see if they can be rectified and healed. This could actually look like physical things coming out. Maybe an old injury or an old sports injury has come back to haunt us. I know I'm a Scorpio, so Mars is my ruling planet, and an old injury being my knee has played up. So it could very much look like things that need healing. Excuse me. But it could also look like, those things that have held us back as individuals are coming to the front to be dealt with as well. So however it looks like for you, maybe we just need to, honor those things and apply whatever logical, reasonable tactic to solve those things. Okay, so now another little thing I've written in my book here is a hot tip for the whole year while Jupiter is in Gemini is keep a notepad or be aware of the notes function on your phone, or maybe you like the voice recorder. We could be getting some really great ideas. Now, when Jupiter went through Pisces, we dreamt up a lot of things, but now Saturn is coming through that Pisces and making real those ideas that we could have had in 2020. So while Jupiter is in Gemini, it might give us amazing understandings about some sort of communication that we can come up with, or again, think Gemini um, things. But when Uranus moves into Gemini next year, that might be the time that these ideas that we have can come into reality, or maybe the technology is going to catch up, or we find a way to create that innovative function and make things happen then. All right, so let's move forward to Tuesday. Okay, so now we wake up 6:45 a.m. The moon goes into Aquarius. All right, so this is going to take us from that. I mean, they're still both ruled by Saturn, but one is much more CEO at the desk writing the plan. Whereas when the moon moves into Aquarius, it's like, how are we going to do it differently? How are we going to be a little bit more humanitarian rather than self-centered? Saturn can be he's very authoritarian, but his ideas are his ideas and he wants them done his way. Maybe when this moon moves into Aquarius, again, we're sort of looking at the bigger picture. How can we help everyone, more friends, groups of people we associate with orientated? Now, coming up to a 9 a.m. conjunction to Pluto, I thought when I was writing the words for this, it was more like we don't need to destroy the foundations that we have already created in the empire we're building. We can just, put those things in our toolbox and build upon our understandings. All right. So there is transformation of society. As well as, like all of these brilliant ideas that we're potentially having. Because Jupiter trine Pluto, which is coming up to be exact, is the understanding and awareness that our thoughts can transform these future potentials that we have. We get confidence with this Jupiter trine Pluto. All right. So the moon is also trine Jupiter. So there is also that, that emotional confidence that we're feeling. And the Sun Venus conjunction in Jupiter is also making us feel good about ourselves and our thoughts as well. Okay, so I think that's enough for Tuesday. Let's go forward to Wednesday. Okay, now Wednesday we have the moon square Mercury, and of course Mercury is ruling the Jupiter Venus Sun stuff here. And, we've got a bit of a rebel on when the moon is in Aquarius. We don't want to be told what to do. But Mercury in Taurus there wants us to do things in a very specific, logical, reasonable, rational way. So there could be a little bit of disconnect today. Like we know that we should be doing this, but in the words I wrote, what speed is your brain operating today? So that square, the Aquarius, the Jupiter influence might just have us feeling a little bit rattled. So just try to ground yourself, because it could feel like we are having all of these ideas, but the handbrake is on. So we just need to be, make sure we're grounding ourselves, pay attention to what you are thinking, and rationally bring yourself back. If you do feel that overwhelm or that anxiety or feeling frazzled, use your tools, your breath work, your getting your feet onto the bare dirt or grass, whatever modality that you have to keep yourself in check and functioning well, use those tools. Okay. Now, closer and closer we get to both Mercury conjunct Uranus, again with that electricity, but also Mars facing his issues. Mars is very proud and, young warrior, like moon in Aquarius, does not want to be told how to do anything. That's just, no, I'm going to do it my way. Again, though, he's probably feeling very vulnerable. You know, our insecurities could be coming up in addition to the anxiety that we're feeling. So I don't know how unsettled today is going to feel, but explore any of the resistance that you have, because they're the things that need healing and working on the most. All right. Okay. I hope that helps. Okay, Thursday the 30th. All right, now today is the okay, so that Mars conjunct Chiron was exact at 2:35 a.m. So, you know, in this case, you know, as a female, maybe we look at our partners, friends, children of the masculine orientation, or Scorpio, Aries related, or strong Mars. And we could be looking at them having little mini meltdowns. So be compassionate, because people could be facing their stuff today. All right. Again, Mercury is shifting its perspective, and that moon in Aquarius at 10:30, when it moves into Pisces, it goes from the observer to feeling the feels. All right. So watch for that shift at 10:30. Yeah, it might just be a very collective cry for help, potentially. Or with Saturn in Pisces, it could be, you know, allowing that vulnerability to be the thing that makes aware of the foundations that need to be cleared. Again, I feel like a Brene Brown quote coming up somewhere. I don't have one, but that's the vibe I'm getting. You know, the courage to be vulnerable, the courage to acknowledge those things that have hurt us, and the strength and wisdom to know that they have made us more resilient. And also, Chiron, we become the teacher. We get to help other people that have had similar experiences to us, that are also looking for help and guidance. So, you know, there's those things to consider. Okay, so for Thursday, I wrote here that we might just feel like we become okay with ourselves. All right. So, I mean, if I go forward an hour, you'll see when that moon moves into Pisces, then being ruled by Gemini and or Neptune. All right. So both of those places, Gemini in Jupiter and Neptune in Pisces, are internal places. Pisces being our mind, and Jupiter being our thoughts. So both of those things. Again, Mercury in Taurus is going to keep us a little bit more logical, but that Uranian influence is definitely shaking things up. Okay, so let's go forward to Friday. All right, so now, as you can see here, we wake up with the moon conjuncting Saturn that is growing all day. That gives us some rational direction to move towards. We can just chip away because we know that there is a job that needs doing. This could be, you know, we are emotionally connected to the path that we have been propelling ourselves down in the last couple of years. Okay, so there is also an inconjunct here forming to this South Node Lilith in Libra. I just feel like, and with the confidence of this Jupiter Pluto, there could be some conversations that need to be had. There might be some things that you have been suppressing, part of that subconscious landscape, that old pattern of behavior where we don't say things because, you know, you're a good girl, or suppress that because you might be a bit weird, or I don't know, whatever the thing is for you. But you know, these are the things that are going to come up. And if we have that confidence of our own communication to say the things that are going to transform our future potential. All right. So another thing that I wrote for Friday the 31st was, what does that shiny, sparkly thing look like for you? You know, this big dream that we have. Another potential of the moon in Pisces, especially coming up to Saturn and Neptune, is to visualize. All right. If the feelings feel hard, Saturn, on this Friday, we might tend towards escapism, or, you know, our own undoing, because it does feel hard. But we could visualize and try to get some concrete logical potential. We need a plan of action to get there. So if we visualize what it actually looks like, you know, we're heading towards something. What are the feelings that you want to feel when you get there? It's all good for us to get onto the train of we need 10K months, or we need, because we're trying to keep up with the Joneses. But in our soul, we have we have this ideal that we want to feel like this. So maybe we can visualize what the feeling looks like, remembering that both Mercury and Uranus, even with their glyphs, these are our antennas. This is our higher awareness. And when we think, that's what we project out to the universe, and the universe will always say yes. All right. So if we're thinking, if we've got stinking thinking, then the universe is going to be like, okay, I can give you the things in your mind. Whereas if we catch ourselves, like I said, for the beginning of the week, especially with this massive influx of mental energy, we need to catch ourselves and bring ourselves back to a grounded, logical, comfortable, you know, uh, calm those adrenals down, activate the parasympathetic nervous system. So if you're feeling fight or flight, or even the polyvagal theory, which I don't know a whole lot about, but I know it's that fight or flight. If we pay attention to what our body and our mind are doing, we can negate the negative causes, but we need to be aware of what's going on. So again, confidence, awareness, working towards the end goal, clear your antenna, emit the good thoughts, and if you're paying attention to the feelings, then they're the things that we're giving out as manifesting. All right, let's move forward to Saturday. All right, so Saturday morning, we wake up with the moon conjunct Neptune, and we are able to feel free to dream the morning away. All right, so again, I want to bring back Gen X Saturday morning cartoons, because it is very much that. Today, you're allowed to just sit on the lounge, sleep in, get your dream on, chill out for the morning, because at 1:30, when the moon moves into Aries, we get some sass. All right. Mars is past that vulnerable place, being the Chiron moment that he had. He's older and wiser now and has a lot more battle experience. But when the moon moves into Aries, we're going to emotionally revisit Mars's transit of Aries. So first of all, Mars was trying to find his way forward. He was looking for that. What is this path that I need to be running down? That was the North Node. Then he was hit Hygieia, and he was like, oh, actually, what do I need to make myself feel safe, right? And okay, mental health and boundaries. And then he faced himself in the cave, just like Joseph Campbell's The Hero's Journey. The hero must face the things that he's most fearful of, so that when he comes out the other side, or like Frodo, when he finally threw the ring into the fires of Mordor, he came out, and he still had to make his way home. Just like Aries or Mars is just still got a bit of a journey to go. Um, the moon is going to revisit all of this experience over the next couple of days, until Monday afternoon, when he moves into Taurus. All right, so Saturday morning, like I said, we're going to develop some sass in the afternoon, way more confident. So there could be a really good afternoon on Saturday. So, Jupiter, Venus, and the Sun want to get out and be social. Mars is feeling okay. And yeah, it looks like a really nice day on Saturday. All right, so let's move forward to Sunday. Okay, now Sunday, like I said, the moon moved into Aries Sunday at 1:30. So here we are, Sunday, and there's a lot of stuff going on Sunday, but it's good. All right. I feel like this is the day where we can pull out all of our tools. All right. Maybe you've had enough rest. That early Saturday morning chill session gave you back some of your vibrancy. All right. So I feel like we've got all our tools. We're ready to take things on. Mars is being wiser from his experience. You can start ticking off your to-do list, even though it's Sunday. Clear your thoughts and calm down. All right. I know with Gemini season, but we still have, all right. All right, sorry, I missed. When did we have that? Oh, so Mercury was conjunct. So oh my God, I missed the big one. All right, Mercury was conjunct Uranus on Friday. I know I've gone back 2 days, I'm sorry. But this is where that innovation. So even though we were in this dream realm, maybe allowing ourselves to just find that calm place was where we got to have those flashes of inspiration and genius, because we were relaxed and we were just allowing ourselves to sit and dream. And because we have a pen and paper handy all the time, we're able to write those dreams down. All right. Now I'll go back to Sunday. All right. So again, tools in place. Whatever modality of healing or inspiration that you have, whether it's, I don't know, Reiki, transpersonal counseling, like, I don't know, what tools have you got that have previously helped you be okay? All right. So now, with Mars finally getting past that Chiron, the trial period may feel like it's ended, but that doesn't mean that we can, we've still got that energy to keep going. So another important thing that we have for Sunday is to, if we do get into the habit of planning our week ahead, or, maybe you like to be organized, um, have a look at the back of the experiences and implement the things that you have learned, all right? Because your life experience is exceptionally valuable. We don't want to be continually making the same mistakes. We want to be able to move forward freely and bravely, all right? And that's even what this Jupiter Pluto moment is as well. The confidence to know that we are aware enough within our thoughts to be able to transform our future potential, to be able to make a difference. Our thoughts are valuable, our experience is valuable. All right, so now Venus and the Sun are both at the same degree. They are not exactly conjunct, but they are, there's only 40 seconds between them. So, we're going to be able to, that confidence is also feeling the love and being okay with the things that we're saying to people as well. So, this Venus Sun moment is trine this South Node Lilith. We are able to say the things that we need to the partners in our lives, all right, that Libra stuff. So it doesn't have to just be romantic partnerships. Maybe we can stand up to a work boss, or, a group of people that you're associated with. We're able to say, actually, these are my thoughts. What is your take on that? I don't know. You know what area this is affecting you in. All right, so that is my take on this upcoming week. Now, next week, there is so much goodness. So this week, while we've got that Mercury sextile Saturn, allow some of those logical, reasonable plans of action to start to come out of your mind, especially with that Mercury conjunct Uranus. Again, your reticular activating system and the universe love action. If you can get your thoughts out onto paper, then the universe has something to work with. Your reticular activating system has something to go by. That whole blue car theory. You like the blue car, all of a sudden you see all the blue cars. So, pay attention to your thoughts, and start taking action on the things that you want to implement in your life. Remember, 1% a day is 365% better in a year. You got this, all right? This next year is full of innovation. But we need to make sure that we stay focused, all right? Jupiter in Gemini loves the shiny thing, and it could want to go and do too many things, stretching our energy and thoughts out too much. So again, we're paying attention to what our antennas are emitting. So if you would like to have a Jupiter and Gemini reading, because, this year Jupiter is going to be ruled by Mercury. So all of Mercury's transits are going to be affecting how Jupiter is expressed in your life. All right. So reach out to me at any of the socials. You can just DM me or go to bridgetsastrology.com.au and you will find the booking link there if you would like one of my $99 Jupiter specials. Well, it's not special, it's just what I do. So reality. And yeah, I hope you have a fabulous week and that you have an amazing year as well of Jupiter and Gemini transit. All right. Thank you. See you next week.